Thank you. Hello everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly. It's a pleasure to be here. You guys have a wonderful campus in TEDxBITSGoa. So my name is Peter. I come from a small little town in a small country, Belgium. But since '98, which is around 14 years ago, I came to Chennai, to be specific, and I've since then settled down in Chennai. Can I ask one question, like how many people know in the audience about the Chennai Trekking Club? Anyone? No? A couple of hands here and there. So people who know me, who will, probably know that for the last 4 years, if you come to my home in Chennai in the weekends, that there is very little chance you're gonna find me there. Most of the weekends, I will be somewhere deep inside one of the jungles, far away from humanity, the whole weekend from morning till the evening. So let me just start with a small introduction. So I was born in '72 in Loken, a small town. I was always a bit of an outdoor person, kind of used to spend a lot of time on outdoor activities, played soccer in the local town, used to dig tunnels under the ground in my parents' home, used to build these tree houses on top of the trees. So I finished my Masters of Computer Science in the University of Ghent. Some of you might be familiar with that town. And after I worked a couple of years, for 3 years in Belgium, my company sent me to India, to Chennai. Yeah. So in April '98, I landed here. We basically were not able to find any software engineers, sufficient software talent in Europe. So my company sent me to India to recruit engineers in Delhi, Hyderabad, Chennai, and set up a small software team in Chennai. So I was here on a 1-year contract initially. The plan was to kind of return home to Belgium 1 year later. So I kind of India was a big step into the unknown to me. I had never traveled much in Europe. So the kind of picture we had back in Belgium about India was only through the media. It was like quite conservative, very religious country. So after kind of settling down for a couple of months in Chennai, I bought myself one of these Royal Enfields. This is a Lightning '98 model, 535cc. So, and I kind of wanted to explore beyond the city boundaries. Chennai being a big metro, I really wanted to explore the Indian countryside. So I started driving around the Chennai suburbs. Used to always the kids and the villagers in the small towns around Chennai used to always be very enthusiastic when a white guy used to drive on his own through their neighborhoods. So they were always ready to pose for a picture like this. So after exploring the kind of green belt around Chennai, I kind of wanted to see more. I really wanted to go deeper in South India. So I started packing up my bike. This happened for like many weekends after one another. So Friday after office, basically, drive to Chennai Central Station, pack up the bike, put it on the train along with me, say the Trivandrum Mail, get off the train Saturday early morning in Kottayam and start basically biking into the beautiful Western Ghats. It's amazing really to go on a bike with 360-degree freedom, driving those scenic small Ghat roads all over the Western Ghats, go to Idukki, Munnar, Tekadi, then by Sunday evening come back down to Coimbatore, again put the bike in the overnight train and travel with my bike back just in time to jump back into office on Monday morning. So this went on for a couple of years. Then like 2 years later in 2000, I kind of wanted to go further. So I put my bike on the train to north to Ladakh. So I got it, started biking from Delhi. I did a 2,500 kilometer bike trip starting from Delhi to Chandigarh to Manali and then basically to Srinagar, come back to Delhi. That was an amazing journey. I mean, Ladakh is a place out of this world. It's really awesome. It's like you're driving on another planet. The landscape there is like, you don't have any vegetation. It's like high altitude, above 10 to 12,000 feet. You're crossing over passes there, which are up till 18,000 feet high, which is around 5.5 kilometer altitude. The climate is extreme, so it's like very cold in the nights. It's extremely hot during the day, and given the fact that you're on a higher altitude, so there's less atmosphere there, so it's like the sun is really burning your skin. Between Manali Leh, you're actually entering a no man's land, like 500 kilometers, absolutely nothing is there, no villages, absolutely nothing. So it's like you're totally on your own. You can see my bike there, it's fully packed with luggage. You have to carry some extra cans, jerry cans of petrol with you to cover that long distance, because your bike doesn't have the sufficient mileage to cross with the petrol in your fuel tank. And then of course there will be lots of challenges on the way. Of course, you'll have punctured tubes. Your chain will break in the middle of nowhere. You will lose your key there on the bottom left corner, so you'll have to start the shortcutting wires to basically proceed, because there is absolutely no way you can stay there. You kind of need to reach to the next tent camp that HP Tourism will be setting up to kind of survive the cold night. So like this, for the first 2 years in India, I kind of spent a lot of time exploring North India on my bike. And I was really impressed by the natural beauty that was there in India compared to Belgium, Western Europe, where I come from. This place was really, amazing. You had nearby here you have the tropical beaches of Goa. You have the beautiful Western Ghats with the tea plantations around Munnar. You have the Himalayas, where you can drive up to this highest motorable pass in the world at 8,000 feet. I remember the first time I drove up this pass, that was in 2000, which is almost 12 years ago. I still remember when I used to change my gears, the metal of my lever was basically so cold and so frozen that my skin used to stick to the clutch. So it was very kind of tough to do that, but the satisfaction you got of kind of reaching your destination and seeing some of these amazing natural places was really amazing. So then if I fast forward a couple of years to come, like this is somewhere in 2006, I kind of started exploring India. Instead of wheels, I used my own feet. So I used to start hiking. Initially, I used to go with a couple of friends here from my office to kind of the known places, like this is Jinji Fort, like an old king's fort on top of a hill, 450 meter high, like 4 hours from Chennai. We used to go to this famous place, the Tada waterfalls. So like this, we did kind of like 10 hikes all over South India. We went to Andhra, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. So, and after this I wanted to kind of do more. I really wanted not just to go to the places which are known, like the places where you got existing trails, people have gone before you. But I really wanted to kind of explore deeper and deeper into those unknown mountain ranges, into those mystical jungles. So at the same time, somewhere in 96 or 97, I remember Google came with these, what we call Google Maps. But I'm not referring to the normal road maps which you would be using in the city. I'm referring to the terrain maps. So this is a view, basically, which shows you topographic maps or maps with contour lines, which give you a clear idea, like where the peaks are, where the valleys are, where the ridges are. So it gives you a clear idea of the overall topography of like a mountain range or a forest where you have never been before, to kind of know where are the places where I can find drinkable water to survive. If you're on a, like say, on a 9-day trek, you need to survive basically on the local resources. So Google Maps really triggered me to kind of explore deeper. So I will show you a couple of pictures of places that we have been exploring in the last 4 years. Here you see like one of these valleys which you can easily identify through Google Maps. It's like amazing to walk in this. You're basically following a stream, walking over rocks. You'll have to swim through crystal clear water streams. Eastern Ghats are very famous to have like very rocky terrain, so you get this pure crystal clear water, which is so, I mean, amazing. And on both sides of the valley you can see like steep vertical rock formations, right, almost 100 meter high, so you feel like a small human being when you walk through these places. These are some of the places we discovered. On the right side you can see like an amazing place. This is again deep inside the Venkateswara National Reserve Forest, which is probably around 20 kilometers away from the famous Tirupati temple. I think very few human beings would have kind of seen this place or been there. It's like it takes you at least one full day of trekking with a fit team to reach this deep inside the hills. So this is like a 300 meter long gorge. It's around 100 meters deep and it's very narrow. It's just like 8 to 10 meters wide. Interesting additional challenge is that it's full of water. So it's typically after the monsoon it will be fully submerged. So it takes like, I mean, it's quite a challenge to basically go through this gorge. You'll have to swim through, you'll have some friends along with you who can swim. You'll have heavy backpacks, 10 to 15 kilograms with you, which you have to get through this kind of natural obstacles. On the left side you can see a smaller gorge where we are using ropes and basically again passing backpacks using a human chain to basically cross a very kind of difficult terrain which is again fully submerged. Wrong direction. So here you can see some of the beautiful waterfalls we discovered in the last couple of years. The right side we have a place which we kind of named Paradise Falls. It's a beautiful waterfall which flows down from the top. It's around 80 meters high and it doesn't touch the rock, so it just comes from the top and then there is a it flows freely into the air down. It's fully surrounded on 270 degrees with vertical rocks. It's like in a very isolated place, which takes again at least one day of going over very rough terrain to basically find these places. Here is another very interesting place. We call it the cave pool. It's like a cave, kind of a rock formation, I guess, which is formed over tens or hundreds of thousands of years through the flowing water. The water flows in from the top. It's almost fully enclosed. It's a fully enclosed place. It comes in a top pool and again it flows down in a second pool. Again, you need to do a little bit of acrobatics to basically enter the cave through a small passage and basically see this place. So here you can see us walking again, and this is taken end of last month in the Palani Hills near Kodaikanal. We are exploring the Elephant Valley here, which is famous for elephants. And you can see the size of the people versus the size of the rocks and boulders that we have to actually cross to, go deeper inside the hills. This is a picture. So this is actually, once you kind of spend the entire day, we start typically Saturday early morning. As soon as it gets light, we start from the base of the hills. We go climbing up along the ridges or we follow the streams in the valleys. And so then somewhere by the evening we'll be reaching the peaks, which in this case we're in the Kabinali Reserve Forest, somewhere between Mangalore and Bangalore. Very beautiful place. In the monsoon you will be walking on top of the clouds, and you'll see the green peaks peeking through that mist cloudy cover. So amazing place to be. So, these are some of, the natural, beautiful places we discovered. I'll also tell you some of the human, the ancient human ruins and settlements which we discovered on our journeys. So, a couple of years ago, I discovered that the Soviet army as well as the American army has like very detailed topographic maps of India. Those maps can be downloaded by anyone freely from the internet. So here you see a map from the Army Map Service from the US. So they have broken up India in various pieces. You can download whatever piece you're interested in. It's a scale of 1 by 250,000. And these maps are very old. Some of these maps have been built on other maps which are almost a century old. So in this map particularly, you can see some old forest rest houses. You can see some ancient jeep tracks which have been built by the British. Maybe more than 100 years ago, which are now kind of fully overgrown by the jungle, right? After so many years of monsoons and vegetation and not being maintained. So on the next slide, you can see some of the, on the bottom right, you see like an old jeep trail which was used by the British to kind of take up motorable or, vehicles up on the hill. On the right side is an old stone we found, like again, one full day trekking deep inside the hill, dated 1913. This was discovered last September by us, somewhere in the Nagalapuram Hills in the Eastern Ghats, near just over the border with Andhra. On the left side, you can see the ruins of an old British rest house, I think, which the British probably used on their, hunting trips and on their, whenever they spent their summer holidays in the hills. The bottom left side, you can see like a very big statue carved out of solid rock of some religious figure, which is again like at least 8 hours trekking from the most nearby village. So here you see like a typical kit of, the luggage which we carry along with us. You will have ropes for climbing. You will have on the top right a sleeping mat to kind of keep yourself warm in the night, sleep on it. You will have a sleeping bag. You will have a GPS, satellite positioning system to kind of determine your position uniquely on the map somewhere. You will have a torch, LED torch, to find your way in the night. Typically it's not always easy if you explore a new place to kind of find your campsite, a suitable campsite by the evening, so you typically end up with trekking 1 or 2 hours in the night. And a couple of other essentials are there, like a matchbox, a lighter to kind of start a campfire. On our treks, we will use these tarpaulin sheets, which basically are like very cheap, very lightweight sheets that can easily cover 8 to 10 people to protect us from the rains in the evening. Here you can see some more maps. On the left side, you see these portable GPS receivers that we use to kind of know our exact position as we move along for several days in the forest. Campfire. This is a campfire of last month. We did a 4-day trek in the Palani Hills. Once you go at a certain altitude, once you increase your altitude, especially in the winter months, this was at 1,000-meter altitude, the nights become very cold compared to the plains. As you go up, the temperature drops. Especially in the months of December and January, it gets very cold, and you actually have to really use a campfire to keep yourself warm in the forest. Here you can see some of the natural obstacles which we have to overcome. So in many cases, especially in the Eastern Ghats again, it's very rocky. There is a lot of water in the streams. So in this case, you can see a human chain which we formed to basically pass backpacks across water, and in this case, like a 20-meter near vertical rock to kind of pass the luggage up and then get the people on top of a waterfall nearby.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute, yeah. So we typically use these thermocoil mats, which we use for sleeping at the campsite, also to ferry our backpacks across. And then let me just slide through a few pictures here. Here we're crossing like a stream during the monsoon in the Western Ghats, trying not to be washed away, forming a human chain. So you can see other challenges like leeches in the Western Ghats, a very common animal which makes it very tough. Then here you have a python which is there in the streams. I'm not able to move forward. Okay, so here you see a picture where we were climbing up on the left side on some roots of trees. At the end of a valley, we got stuck on a vertical drop of around 30 meters rock, where we basically, somebody on top of me, 10 meters, stepped on a small rock which was loose and basically hit me in the head. Here's a victim which was kind of bitten by a snake on the right ankle, so it took us almost a full day to get him out of the jungle. So let me fast forward a little bit to come to here another person which we had to recover from the jungle in the Western Ghats. He had lost his way, slided down, had a broken foot, and it's kind of, we had to build a makeshift kind of carrier to get him out. It took us more than a day to kind of get him out of the jungle. So a couple of years ago I started this Chennai Trekking Club, which is like a group of, it's a volunteer-based trekking organization in Chennai. Over the last 4 years it has grown a lot. We have kind of close to 15,000 people now, volunteers in our group. We go out every weekend of the year. And we do also a lot of social programs. I mean, we clean up jungles now with hundreds of people. Last Sunday we cleaned up the entire Chennai beaches, 15 kilometers with 2,400 volunteers. So we removed close to 17 tons of garbage from the beaches. So, I mean, as a kind of awareness, people like us, we are exposed a lot to natural places which are untouched by humans. So we know the value of preservation of these beautiful natural inheritances. And then we also try to engage in social initiatives, taking out kids from orphanages on a monthly basis on a one-day trek, which is fully sponsored by our volunteers. So to kind of also give these kids a kind of a lifetime opportunity to get out of their homes. So and let me wrap it up quickly now. So my message to you would be to kind of not always follow the existing paths of other people, but to leave the existing paths, make your own trails, and really follow your passion. There are a lot of beautiful discoveries out there for you waiting to be discovered. You just have to really follow your passion and kind of make your own way. That's it. Thank you.